been a minute since I made a video. The last video I made was the fillers, and that was probably like a month ago. I know I've been saying I'm going to make more videos consistently, but there's a lot on my plate, so we're just trying to balance it, and y'all just gonna have to work with me. Don't pay attention to my lashes. They're throwing up gang signs because I desperately need a fill, but I don't know where I'm gonna squeeze that in yet. Anyways, let's get to this video. So I'm making this video and I'm going to tell you guys 10 things you should know before registering for a lash class. I get a lot of students and a lot of clients, not potential students, and a lot of clients who ask me questions about other people's classes or ask me what they think. When it comes to other lash techs, I'm not really able to comment on their workshops because I don't know much about them or what it entails. I can't really give you any feedback for a course I didn't take. However, I can give you feedback on what to look for before purchasing the course or before taking a course. So let me just grab my notebook because I write down everything, or my tablet, and we can get this started. So my first thing is going to be that cheap isn't better. The biggest mistake I made when I first started lashing is that I took the cheapest class I could find, mainly because I was on a budget, but it was a waste of money. It was like me taking that money and throwing it in the trash. I did not get enough time. I didn't get a good kit. I thought I learned something when I walked out because I applied like 1 or 2 lashes, but when it came time to actually do it on my own, it wasn't pretty. It was sad, actually. I cried. But yeah, cheap isn't better. If you want to get into a good class and you really are taking this seriously, I would recommend anything that's below like 600 bucks. It's probably not the best class. And if it's under 600 bucks and it's combined. So when I say that, I mean like if you're paying $600 and they're telling you you're gonna learn everything in one day and you're gonna learn to do classics, volumes, hybrid, all in one day. Not real, not realistic. You're not going to walk out knowing how to do it. You might not get the best kit, because if you think of it from a business perspective, how is that person really making any profit if they're buying you an expensive kit and then working all day? So probably not the best choice, in my opinion. Anything under $600, if it's not a refresher's course, is probably not a good investment, unless they're running a sale and it's just classics or it's just one thing, then yeah, maybe. But if it's like all combined, 600 bucks one day, you're not gonna walk out knowing what's going on. So this brings me to my second thing. How long your instructor has been lashing. So I'm not gonna say that someone who learned to lash 6 months ago can't teach you how to lash. But like everything in life, I feel like with experience, you just gain some stuff that you can't learn from textbook. So if you have a lash tech that's been teaching for 12 years or been lashing for 12 years versus someone that's been doing it for 6 months, obviously the person who's been doing it for a multitude of years have gained experience through trial and error and have gained wisdom where they can guide you and show you the proper way so you're not doing the same mistakes. Because that person who's only been doing it 6 months to a year can only give you limited information. And if you're going to pay all this money and you want to start this, you want to get as much information as you can get without any doubt, and where you can actually refer back to that person as well for mentorship. So definitely checking out your instructor's background. Again, I'm not saying someone who learned 6 months or a year ago can't teach you. I'm just saying that more than likely choosing someone with experience is a good thing. It'll benefit you in the long run. My third thing is, how long is the class? So again, like back from my first point, if you're taking a class where they say they're going to teach you to do classics, hybrid, volumes, mega volume, all in one day, is not for you. I'm not saying that people aren't capable of learning it, because people have different, people learn at different paces. However, I do think personally, me as an instructor, I think that teaching someone and giving them time to go home and coming back tomorrow to start a new chapter or to start a new style is better, because if you work on it with your instructor there, then you go home, you try it on your home. When you come back, you can say like, hey, I didn't get this and that, and then you can work on that before moving to the next thing. Where it's just like, okay, I showed you classic, that's it, figure it out. I'm gonna show you hybrids, that's it, figure it out. I'm gonna show you volume, that's it, figure it out. You're gonna have to figure it out, because if you trying to learn all this in 10 hours, when it's taken me over 2 years to actually get it solidly, and then I've been doing it for another 3 years to feel like I've mastered it, 10 hours or 8 hours is probably not enough time. So asking the instructor, how long is the class? Or if it is one day, you can ask them, hey, am I able to come back and shadow you? Am I able to come back if I need help? Would you give me, increments of help? Would you send me videos? Because sometimes, even if it is one day, they can supplement in other areas and offer you additional time. So ask that question. Our fourth reason is what's in your kit. So I pride my trainings off my kit, because I literally give everything you would need besides your lash bed and your light. And the reasons for that is because, like I told you guys from the beginning, when I took my first lash course, I had a terrible kit. I didn't think it was a terrible kit because I didn't know, but I had a terrible kit. I had to go figure out what products to buy. I wasn't given the website of where to buy them, and I just had to figure it out. I just had to wing it. So because I had such that, it's not a horrible experience, because I feel like everything happens for a reason, but because I had that experience, I make sure that I give fully loaded kits. So meaning I give 3 tweezers, I give primer, I give sealant, I give shampoo, I give glue, I give 6 lash trays, I give the mannequin, I give glue holders, I give 3 different type of tapes, I give, if I didn't say it already, primer, spoolies, just almost everything you would need. Anything else you get outside of the kit I give would be stuff that you're just buying because it's cute or you just want to try it, but it's not something that you necessarily need. The total of my kit would probably, if you went on my website, would probably equal up to $300, $350 if you bought everything individually. However, I'm giving it all in the kit. On top of that, I'm giving worksheets and manual. So ask what's included in the course. Now, don't just let them say a kit. What's included in the kit? Because a kit can be anything. They can give you 2 tweezers, a 5mm bottle, that's a kit. Or they can give you all the supplies I had, and that's a kit. So what's in the kit? How many clients do you think I could use with this kit? Can I use up to 50 people, 100 people, 10 people, 5 people? Because that is what makes your training pricey. So if they're going to give you a kit that only has a few things, you might want to reevaluate who you're taking this course with. Next we have, this is the most important one. Are you disciplined? So a lot of people, the lash industry is great, and some people feel like it's oversaturated. I personally feel like it's undersaturated because there's a lot of people who's not trained properly. So I welcome people to take a course and become a lash tech, even if you have a job, if you're a student. It's just an extra way to generate revenue, and once you get stable clientele, you can manage your life and still have that additional income. So I say go for it. However, I do not think if you're not disciplined that you need to go for it, because although you can take a training that has excessive work being done, if they're teaching you a lot of stuff, it still require practice. Lashing is not something anyone was born knowing how to do. So you could look at other people's pages on Instagram and on Facebook, and you could look at their work and be like, wow, they got there from practicing, from doing people, from trial and error. They did not wake up one day and start lashing and it came out perfect. Unlike some people, this is a talent that you have to learn, and it requires discipline. So if you lack discipline, if you think you're just gonna take a lash course and you're gonna walk out that door and you're gonna start taking 50 clients, you're gonna have all this, It's not real. Don't even take it if that's what you expect. It's going to take you practicing consistently week after week and building. Some people, their excuse is like, I don't have a client. Keep practice on that mannequin. Some people are like, oh, I'm too busy. Well, you're going to be in the same season, in the same area you are, because you're not making the sacrifice to practice. Some people are going to say like, I'm just tired, or she didn't teach me. Well, here you are watching this YouTube video. Watch some more YouTube videos. Buy some different products. See what's worked for you, because like everything in life, what fits one person may not fit the next person. But they're giving you, whoever is teaching you is giving you something that you can continue to research on. You can continue to search in. So discipline. Yeah, that's all I can say is discipline. Take your time. Practice. Practice, 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 practice. You will get it. It's like I say, don't get frustrated, don't get lazy, don't get disappointed. Trust me, every single lash tech has been exactly where you are. Even me sometimes. Just last week, I was like, I'm over this. I don't want to do this anymore. It happens, but don't stay there. You paid your money. At least, what I always tell my students, at least make your money back. You make your money back, at least you came out equal. You didn't take an L. However, if you're going to get to the point where you make your money back, you might as well keep taking clients, because at that point, you've taken like 10, 15 people, which are good enough. So don't be hard on yourself if you did take a class, but if you are planning to take a class, I would say before you go in or before you make that payment, that you ask yourself like, what days of the week will I have to practice? See who you'll have to practice on. Do you have a supportive boyfriend? You can do his lashes and take it off, or a homeboy, or a best friend, or a cousin, or a mom. Like, do you have people to practice on? And are you going to take the time out to practice on them? Because, like I said, it's only practice. So, again, my 6th point is that it's not a get-rich scheme. It's going to take you a few months to establish consistent clientele. I would say for me, it took up to a year to get consistent clientele. However, I was always making money. I started really low, I think like $30 a set. And I wasn't doing the best, but where I lived at the time was charging $250. So 30 versus 250, you get what you get, and it is what it is. But yeah, you just gotta know this is not a get rich scheme. You're gonna have to work, like everything in life. You're gonna have to work hard at it. You're gonna have to be consistent in it. You're going to have a positive attitude doing it. All these things are going to be a part of it. But if you don't, keep at it, then you're not gonna make the money. It's easy. Lashing is easy money once you have it mastered. But it's not a get-rich scheme. Don't take a lash class and think next week you're gonna make the money. That's how I went into it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna take this lash class. In 2 weeks, I'm gonna make my $500. Bam, bam. Joke was on me, because my first set took me like 4 hours, and you see how my lashes looking right now? They didn't even look that good. They literally had it took me 4 hours to do just this section right here. No lie, okay? So my 7th point is business. Are you business savvy? So you can learn to take a course and you can learn what to do, but if you don't know how to market yourself, or if you're not willing to hire someone to help you establish your social media platform, emailing platform, all the platforms where you can reach out to people, are you going to figure out how to use it, or are you going to hire someone? Because if you're not going to figure out how to use it, or you're not going to hire someone, how are people going to know about you? Yes, word of mouth is like the #1 thing. However, you want to broaden your horizons so that you can get a lot of clientele. So, like I said, think about it. Are you business savvy? Are you going to come up with a logo? Are you going to come up with a color scheme? Are you going to hire someone to do your branding for you and you build off of that? It's not just lashing, it's a business, so we have to treat it like a business. So you have to ask yourself, are you business savvy? And if you aren't, that doesn't mean it's not for you. What you can't do, there's someone out here who can do it. Are you willing to pay for it? And if your answer is yes, then you're good. My 8th point is Where are you going to lash? Yeah, so that's very important. So I get students who take my class and they're like, I just don't know where to lash. Let me tell you guys where I started lashing. I lived in a dorm style apartment and I had 4 roommates and I lashed in the living room. So every day I had to carry out my bed, set my bed up, pull out my trolley with all my supplies, and then at the end of each client, fold it up and bring it back because it was a shared space. And this wasn't my family, these were roommates, random college roommates that I don't know and I don't even talk to anymore. So the excuse of not having somewhere to lash is just not a valid one in my book, because you will make it work no matter where it is. If it's your bedroom, you're gonna get a divider and put a bed there. If it's a barbershop, if it's a little corner in a nail salon, all you gotta do is ask. That's what I say, ask. Go to a barbershop, go to a nail salon, go to a boutique and say, hey, could I lash here? Maybe they might charge you $50 or whatever the case is, but you gotta ask. There are places to lash, at least for you to start practicing, I don't recommend practicing on your couch. Get a bed, get a light, and start practicing. But you have to ask yourself before you take this training, where are you going to lash? Do you have a place? Do you have a professional place to lash? Are you going to rent a suite, or are you going to work underneath someone else? Are you going to work at a lash spa and get hired and build experience, or what are you going to do? What's the next step after you take this lash class? Basically, should be your question to yourself. And my 9th point, doing one thing at a time. So I know a lot of people who get into lashing. Lashing is about the money. We want to look cute, but us lash techs, we're doing this about the money. We're not doing this just to be your therapist. We're not doing this to hear your drama. We're not doing this just to hang out with you. We are doing this to sustain ourselves and build wealth. So this is why you have to ask yourself, do you really want to do this? You cannot be learning to braid hair, learning to do nails, learning to start a marketing business. Like, you really got to be focused and take your time to master this, and then you can broaden your horizons. So I've been lashing for almost 5 years, and now I have added brows to my services and lips, of course. However, I made sure that I built clientele and mastered lashes. So now I can move forward and be the best at brows. So now I'm going to putting my all into brows. I'm actually going to be taking my next training again. You got to ask yourself, is this really what you want? And you got to focus on it. And I'm not saying quit your job. I'm not saying stop going to school, but I'm just saying you have to make lashing a priority if you really want to build in it. So one thing at a time. Don't be trying to learn everything under the sun just because you're trying to make some money, because you're not going to be good at any. You want people to be confident in you. And when I go on someone's page and they're doing like 25 things, I'm not saying someone who's doing lashes and nails, or I'm not saying someone who has 2 services, but when that person, I go on their Instagram and they got a credit repair company, they do lashes, they wash cars. You're not doing my lashes. Because obviously you're a hustler, which is a great thing, but you ain't finna hustle and bustle my lashes. I want my lashes to look great. So just consider what it would look like to the consumer if you're bouncing around from area to area and doing so much things without having mastered one. My last and final thing to you guys is to love yourself. I mean, people are going to say some nasty things to you, and people are going to make it seem like they are so entitled to your life and that you need to drop what you're doing and you need to do this and you shouldn't talk to me that way and you need to respond to me now and she posted this and didn't. Listen, love yourself. Don't compare yourself to other people, because everyone goes through their own journey. Love yourself. Be confident in the area that you're in. Be confident in what you're doing. Remember the goal, the whole point of you starting. Remember that. Don't let any client or any instructor or anyone take that away from you. Remember what you started and that drive that made you make that payment and told that drive that told yourself that, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this money. Remember that, because there are days that it's going to be depressing, that people are going to say things and it's going to hurt you, and you're going to want to make sure every client is happy with their lashes, and you're going to want to make sure you're the best after that class. Like, don't sweat it. If you decided to make that choice and you decided to take that training, God put you there. So you're already on the winning team, sis. You don't gotta compete with anyone. You don't gotta compare yourself. You don't gotta do anything. Just love yourself. Take it one day at a time, and keep your head down and keep working. And you'll look up. It'll be 2 years in. You make it over 100K. Why not? It's possible. Do not let people saying it's oversaturated. Do not say things like, I can't find clients. Say things like, what do I gotta change to get clients? Because there are clients out there. Women, let me tell you, women love getting pretty, like, love it. So don't let people take that away from you. Don't let them make a mockery of you. Love yourself. Focus on yourself. So those are my 10 reasons. I know I was a little bit long-winded. I try to keep all my videos under like 15 minutes, and I'm at like 21. But if you're interested in taking a training, or you have some more questions, you guys can comment below. You can follow me on Instagram at sofo_lashes. You can follow my personal page, Natalie Nikki. You can send me an email at natalie@sofolashes.com. I prefer you guys, if you find my number, not to text me, but if you do, I will get back to everyone within 24 to 48 hours. I don't work weekends, but I got you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Also, if you're watching, I'm gonna give you 20% off any training you want. So if you go on my website, there is Zoom, there's refreshers, there's business consult, all these things, and I'm going to put my code in the comments below. You gotta watch this to know that I'm giving this coupon. So I'm gonna give you 20% off any training that you'd like, okay? Just go ahead and add it to your cart, register, I'll get in contact with you. I thank you guys so much for watching this. I thank you guys for your support. I love you guys. I gotta get to school. I'll talk to you guys later.